Saturday, January 3rd, 2026. While most of the world was still celebrating the new year, history took a sharp turn in Latin America. What many people dismissed as just another threat from Washington became reality in a matter of hours. No official declaration of war, no drawn-out ultimatums. The United States delivered a devastating blow to Nicolas Maduro's regime. Today, this isn't just about a military operation. This is about the complete dismantling of Venezuela's political system, unfolding right before our eyes. As of this moment, Nicolas Maduro has been captured. Key military facilities are in ruins, and American helicopters, jets, and drones are flying over Caracas. In this video, we'll break down every minute of that night, from the first aircraft taking off from carriers to Donald Trump's triumphant post that shocked the world. This date has already gone down in history books as one of the boldest and fastest U.S. operations in the Western Hemisphere. While the world was asleep, an era ended in Venezuela. In just a few hours, Nicolas Maduro went from an all-powerful ruler to a captive, flown out of the country on a U.S. military aircraft. It didn't start today. Back in the fall of 2025, the U.S. launched Operation Southern Spear. Officially, the goal was to take down the so-called Cartel of the Suns, which Maduro and his inner circle were accused of using to control drug trafficking. A carrier strike group led by the USS Gerald R. Ford was sent to the Caribbean, along with an amphibious group centered on the USS Iwo Jima. By December, the blockade was almost total. The U.S. began intercepting oil tankers and taking out smuggler boats. But the real punch wasn't coming from the Navy. It was coming from U.S. Cyber Command. For months, their specialists had been planting malware inside Venezuela's power grid and military communications networks, just waiting for the green light. Destroyers armed with Tomahawk missiles were brought in, along with Ohio-class submarines. Throughout December, the U.S. Navy intercepted more than 40 vessels linked to the Cartel of the Suns, an organization intelligence says was personally controlled by Maduro. But last night, January 2nd, the tone suddenly changed. The Pentagon received intel that the regime was preparing to transfer advanced Russian communications technology to third parties. That crossed a red line. The order to strike was signed at 11 p.m. Washington time, 2 a.m. local time. The city is quiet, and then the sky over the outskirts suddenly lights up. This isn't fireworks. The first target is the Fuerte Tiuna complex. It's a city within a city, the main headquarters of the Venezuelan army and home to top military officers. Witnesses say the strikes were so precise that nearby civilian areas were untouched, while barracks and ammo depots were blown apart. 2:15 a.m., the second strike. La Carlota Air Base, the strategic heart of the capital. The U.S. used F-35 stealth fighters, slipping into Venezuelan airspace unnoticed. So why didn't the much-hyped S-300 VMS and book systems, which Maduro spent billions of oil dollars on, stop them? The answer is technology. An hour before the attack, U.S. Cyber Command launched a massive hack on Venezuela's power grid and military communications. The radars were basically blinded. By the time air defense operators saw targets on their screens, it was already too late. AGM-88 HARM missiles had taken out the radar antennas. 2:45 a.m., power goes out in central Caracas. The city falls into darkness, broken only by fires burning at military sites. And that's when the most critical phase of the operation begins. While airstrikes were hitting the bases, dark silhouettes appeared in the sky over the Miraflores presidential palace. They were MH-60 Black Hawk helicopters, from the U.S. Army's 161st Special Operations Aviation Regiment. There was only one target: Nicolas Maduro. According to intelligence, he was trying to flee the palace and reach an underground bunker. He didn't make it. Delta Force operators moved faster. The capture took less than 20 minutes. The guards' resistance was crushed almost instantly, thanks to thermal imaging and total air superiority. At 5:21 a.m. Kiev time, still nighttime in the U.S., Donald Trump posted a historic message. Great success. Nicolas Maduro, the man who tortured his people for years, has been captured. He and his wife Celia are in U.S. custody. Our military is the best in the world. Venezuela is free. The post spread across the internet in seconds. It was clear. The regime didn't fall because of a revolution. It fell because of a direct, surgical strike. Right now, January 3rd, the world is trying to catch its breath. Reactions couldn't be more different. Moscow and Beijing. They've already come out with harsh condemnation, calling it an act of aggression and state terrorism. But in reality, they did nothing to protect Maduro. Their military advisors left the country a week before it all went down. Colombia and Brazil. They've put their troops on high alert, while at the same time saying they hope for democratic elections. The Venezuelan opposition, people are starting to gather on the streets of Caracas. Despite the curfew, you can already hear shouts of celebration. So what does this mean for the rest of us? First, oil prices. Venezuela has the largest reserves in the world. Stability there could completely reshape the global energy map. Second, the precedent. The U.S. has once again shown it's willing to act hard and alone if it sees a threat to its interests or national security. In Caracas itself, people are taking to the streets. For now, it's a mix of fear and hope. The U.S. has announced a press conference at Mar-a-Lago at 11 a.m. EST, where officials say they'll present proof of life for Maduro and formally charge him with narco-terrorism. This was the fastest regime change of the 21st century. In just 4 hours, the U.S. completely paralyzed the country and captured its leader. It's a message to the entire world: the rules of the game have changed. This operation will be studied in military academies for decades. Technological dominance, speed, and political will led to the collapse of a dictatorship that once seemed untouchable in a matter of hours. We're continuing to follow the story. At 6 p.m. Kiev time, a major Pentagon briefing is expected, where the first footage of the captured Maduro will be shown. Do you think the U.S. did the right thing? Or is this the start of a new wave of conflicts? Share your thoughts in the comments, hit like if you want more breaking analyses like this, and subscribe so you don't miss updates. See you in the next episode. This is Combat Invasion.